Caesar King is the virgin fly of Zenless Zone 0, all waifu bait but 0 power level. And as a meta gamer, I just cannot recommend this agent and instead recommend saving up for Burnice White, who is shaping up to be a short, omnipotent, potentially lesbian agent. And the best way to stockpile chromosomes is to buy them using today's sponsor, lootbar.gg. Lootbar.gg is the best way to farm chromosomes in Zenless Zone 0. It is safe, secure, and will save you money in a major way. For example, a pack in game normally costing $50 will only cost you $42.50 on lootbar.gg when using my referral link coupon. So click my link, collect your coupon, enter your UID and server region, top up, and then you will receive the chromosomes you paid a cheaper price for in game. Caesar King is painfully straight, and unlike Virginfly, where the devs give us plausible deniability to headcanon what you want, Caesar King is just a blatant straight so. The first evidence for this brutal fact is that the JP voice actors for Wise and Caesar also voice acted Mizaka and Toma, a very popular straight anime ship. And while this itself doesn't mean much, the thing is, in the recent music video promotion for Caesar, it had her reading a shoujo manga and headcanoning herself with Wise. This is absolutely unacceptable, and when I complained about it on the X platform, I got multiple DMs of Wise and Caesar playing Tetris, and I couldn't find any lesbian shipping art to counter this with. Honestly, I'm just so done with Wise cucking me in this video game. Like, he blatantly flirted with the mascot hoe, Nicole, until Bela gave an ahem, and that's not okay, and that's strike 1. Strike 2 is when this fucker had the audacity to ask me out of the blue what I think of Nekomata, basically confirming that he has been playing Tetris with her all this time. And strike 3 is this new Caesar King debacle. As someone who personally selected to play as Belle, and while many guys give different reasons for why they play as a female in a video game, but for me, it's because I'm insecure. But anyways, I'm convinced that Hoyoverse is using Wise to mock Belle choosers by having him mechanically play Tetris with every female agent in the game. I mean, there is a reason some days he forces me to bed early on the couch downstairs. Even the in-game dialogue vastly differs for Wise choosers and Belle choosers. Wise has Chad-like energy and easily impresses every hoe in this game, while Belle has crippling autism and makes every encounter mega cringe. When Belle said the word Riz, I audibly exclaimed "fuck you bitch" at my monitor. It was the maddest I've been at a woman all week. Belle is just so cringe, I just can't take it anymore. Again, I'm convinced this is high-level satire at mocking insecure Belle choosers as they think we are like Belle in real life. For instance, when going to the theaters with Caesar, we are given the choice between two movies, a thriller or a romance, and it's obvious that Caesar secretly wants to see the romance movie. If Belle picks up on this, she just robotically suggests the movie without any finesse and Caesar boringly abides. Wise, in contrast, adds a playful vulnerability line of "I surrender." Such a genius line breaks down emotional walls, and Caesar now feels relaxed enough to tease Wise in return and even says she feels like she discovered a new side of him. Then after the movie, Caesar goes on a rant about the plot obsessively. To this, Belle just autistically grins at Caesar and makes her uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Wise masterfully flips the script on Caesar, echoing her earlier words, "I feel like I've discovered a new side of you." This creates a shared referential moment between the two, deepening the connection in a major way. Overall, Wise and Caesar had chemistry, while Bela and Caesar was awkward and cringe. So at this point, it should now be painfully obvious with all this evidence that Caesar King is indeed meant for straight cells. Now, what does this all have to do with Caesar King's power level? Well, as a waifu bait like Virginfly, Hoyoverse found no need to make Caesar powerful in order to sell her. Unlike the omnipotent Qingyi who had to sell off her merits alone, Caesar's need will be summoned for regardless because, well, straight cells are just low IQ and easy to bait. They will summon for Caesar on basis of her triggering people. She doesn't need to be powerful to sell, and upon analyzing her kit, she is for sure not powerful at all. Caesar King is a proxy that only serves a purpose for those who are bad at the game. She is like any other tank archetype in any other video game, an archetype designed for low skill gamers that cannot play the game in a high skill manner. Caesar King basically gives your team a big shield so you don't have to dodge, and a long uptime attack buff so you don't have to rotate efficiently. Overall, the utility of Caesar King is inversely proportional to how bad at the game you are. Once you get to a certain level of skill, there's always a superior option to Caesar King. For example, in a video I found, this proxy claimed that Caesar King was superior to the omnipotent Qingyi in stunning capability, but upon watching the video, I did notice some issues. Like in this test, the proxy picks a specific enemy attack pattern to benefit Caesar's skill. Then they give Caesar and Qingyi both full EX bar, but only use the EX bar for Caesar and none for the omnipotent Qingyi. And even with all this bias stacked against her, the omnipotent Qingyi only loses by 1 second. When I did this same test on my less skill point invested and no signature weapon Qingyi, I was able to humiliate Caesar by 5 milliseconds.
Qingyi, go get some rest. Face the consequences.
Qingyi is superior to Caesar in every context as long as you are a high skill player, and I feel like proxies just don't want to admit that the Robo-Lolly is the strongest agent in this video game, because the thing is, a lot of people did skip her. So now basically people are just embarrassingly coping that Caesar could ever compare, and it's just sad. So Caesar King clearly gets outclassed by powerful stunners like Qingyi or Kaleido, so she clearly cannot fill that role in a team. But how about having her fill the support role? Well, unfortunately, Lucy is just mathematically superior to Caesar here. Caesar's Sneed gives a flat 1000 attack, whereas Lucy gives 600 attack. However, the thing is, Caesar's buff only applies to the on-field proxy, whereas Lucy's buff applies to the whole team. This means Lucy is giving more overall attack than Caesar in a major way, and as long as you're good at rotating and keeping her buff up, Lucy is just the superior buffer to Caesar every time. Overall, Caesar King is just a total downgrade to any support and stunner options we have now, and the only thing she provides is a big shield. But again, you only need this shield if you're bad at this anime mobile game.